Women aren't attracted to men who beg for their attention. They don't fall for the nice guy who tries too hard or the loud, flashy guy who overcompensates. Women are drawn to something deeper, something primal, something most men completely overlook. And the sad truth is, society doesn't want you to know this. They want you weak, distracted, and chasing women like a dog chasing a bone. You're here because you're ready to rise above the lies, to learn what truly makes a man irresistible to women. By the end of this video, you'll understand the one trait that separates the men women settle for from the men they fantasize about. The kind of man women respect, admire, and can't stop thinking about. And if you're serious about becoming that man, stick around until the end, because what I'm about to share with you will change the way you see women, relationships, and yourself forever. Comment, "I'm ready," if you're here for the truth, and subscribe right now to make sure more men like you hear this message. Every second you stay here is a step closer to becoming the man you were born to be. Let's get started. Number 1. Women love strength in stillness. Most men don't even realize they've already lost before they begin. They walk into a room, their eyes dart around for approval, their voices crack under pressure, and their movements scream insecurity. They think women don't notice. They couldn't be more wrong. Women notice everything, every glance, every twitch, every time your voice wavers. They don't just see it, they feel it. Women are wired to sense weakness, and the moment they do, they lose respect. Respect is the foundation of attraction. Without it, you're nothing more than background noise in a room full of men. Strength isn't loud. It doesn't boast or seek attention. Strength is quiet. It's the unshakable calm you radiate when the world throws chaos at you. Imagine this. A woman watches two men in the same situation. One man panics, yells, lashes out, or makes excuses. The other stays calm, unshaken, and in control. Which one do you think she's drawn to? The answer is obvious. Strength in stillness isn't just about composure, it's about control. Control over your emotions, your reactions, and ultimately, your life. Women don't want a man who crumbles under pressure. Why? Because life is pressure. Relationships are pressure. And when things go wrong, and they always do, she needs to know you can handle it. Not just for her, but for yourself. Women are emotional creatures, but they despise emotional instability in men. It's not because they don't understand it. It's because they can't rely on it. When you're reactive, when you let emotions dictate your actions, you're telling her you're not strong enough to lead. And a man who can't lead is a man she can't follow. Strength in stillness starts with mastering your emotions. Think about the last time you lost control. Maybe someone insulted you and you snapped. Maybe things didn't go your way and you let frustration take over. In those moments, you handed over your power. You let the world control you instead of controlling yourself. Women see that, and it's a massive turn-off. They don't want a man who's a slave to his emotions. They want a man who's the master of them. You've probably heard women say they want a man who makes them feel safe. This isn't just about physical safety, it's about emotional safety. A man who's easily rattled, who lets every little thing get to him, is a man she can't trust. And trust is the cornerstone of attraction. Without it, you're nothing more than a fling, a fleeting distraction. But when you radiate calm, when you show her that nothing, absolutely nothing can shake you, you become irresistible. Here's where most men get it wrong. They think being stoic means being cold or detached. It doesn't. Strength in stillness isn't about suppressing your emotions. It's about mastering them. It's about knowing when to act and when to hold back. It's about choosing your battles wisely. Women don't admire men who explode at every little inconvenience. They admire men who can take a hit, smile, and keep moving forward. Picture this. A man walks into a room filled with chaos. People are arguing, tensions are high, and everyone's looking for someone to blame. Most men would either shrink into the background or join the madness. But not you. You walk in, calm and composed, your presence alone silencing the room. You don't say much, but when you do, every word carries weight. Women notice this. They can't help but be drawn to it. Why? Because it's rare. In a world full of noise, a man who doesn't need to shout to be heard is a man who commands respect. Women aren't looking for perfection. They know you're human. They know you have flaws. But what sets you apart is how you handle them. Do you let your insecurities define you, or do you rise above them? Do you let the opinions of others dictate your actions, or do you stand firm in who you are? Strength in stillness is about owning your imperfections without letting them own you. It's about being unshakable, not because you're invincible, but because you've made peace with your vulnerabilities. When you master this, everything changes. The way women see you, the way the world sees you, but most importantly, the way you see yourself. Strength in stillness isn't just about attracting women. It's about becoming the man you were always meant to be. A man who doesn't need validation because he validates himself. A man who doesn't chase but attracts. A man who doesn't react but responds. Most men will never understand this. They'll spend their lives chasing approval, trying to impress women with money, looks, or status. But none of that matters if you lack the one thing women truly desire: strength. Not the kind you show in a fight, but the kind you show in the face of adversity. The kind that says, no matter what happens, I've got this. That's what makes you unforgettable. That's what makes you irresistible. If you're still listening, you're not like most men. You're different. You're here because you want more, because deep down, you know you're capable of more. And let me tell you, the world needs men like you. Women need men like you. Men who are strong, composed, and unshakable. Men who lead not with words, but with actions. Men who don't just survive, but thrive. The truth is, most men are weak. They let the world dictate their value. They let women dictate their worth. But not you. You're here to take control, to become the man who doesn't just walk into a room, but owns it. The man who doesn't need to say a word to command respect. The man who women can't help but notice because his presence alone speaks volumes. Strength in stillness isn't just a skill, it's a mindset. It's a way of life. And once you embrace it, you'll never see the world the same way again. You'll stop chasing women and start attracting them. You'll stop seeking approval and start commanding respect. You'll stop reacting and start leading. This is your wake-up call. Will you answer it? Number 2, why women crave men who lead their minds, not their emotions. Most men live their entire lives as prisoners, not behind bars, but in their own minds. They let emotions rule them. They allow rejection to cripple them, criticism to paralyze them, and setbacks to define them. It's a tragedy because women don't just notice this, they judge it, and they judge it harshly. Women are hyper-aware of the energy a man carries. If you're reactive, insecure, or emotionally unstable, she'll see it before you even open your mouth. And here's the kicker. Women don't just dislike it, they're repelled by it. Modern relationships have exposed this truth more than ever. Women today are inundated with weak men, men who crumble under the slightest pressure, men who are desperate for validation, and they're exhausted by it. Deep down, every woman craves a man who can guide, not just her, but himself. She wants a man who doesn't flinch under pressure, a man who leads with clarity and purpose, not by trying to control her, but by mastering himself. A man who leads his mind isn't a slave to his feelings. He doesn't panic when he's rejected. He doesn't lose his composure when he's criticized. He doesn't let failure break him. Instead, he adapts, he learns, and he grows stronger. Women can feel this strength on an instinctual level. It's not something you can fake. It's in your tone, your posture, your eyes. It's in the way you carry yourself, the way you respond to the world around you. And when you master this, you become the man she can't ignore. Let's talk about rejection. Most men fear it more than anything. It's like a dagger to their ego. But rejection isn't the problem. The problem is how you respond to it. Weak men let rejection define their worth. They spiral into self-pity, they lash out, or worse, they give up. Strong men, on the other hand, understand that rejection is just feedback. It's not a reflection of their value, it's an opportunity to grow. Women are deeply attracted to this mindset because it shows resilience. It tells her, this man doesn't let the world break him. He bends, but he doesn't break. Now think about criticism. Most men can't handle it. Their egos are so fragile that even the slightest critique feels like an attack. But here's the truth. If you can't handle criticism, you're not ready to handle a woman. Women are not shy about pointing out your flaws. They'll test you, they'll push you, and they'll challenge you. Not because they hate you, but because they're wired to seek strength. When you crumble under criticism, you're telling her you can't handle her. But when you take it in stride, when you listen, adapt, and grow, you're showing her you're a man who can handle anything. And then there's failure. Most men are terrified of it. They avoid risks, they play it safe, and they stay in their comfort zones because the thought of failing is unbearable. But failure is inevitable. It's a part of life, and it's a part of growth. Women don't want a man who's afraid to fail. They want a man who's not afraid to try. A man who can take a hit and keep moving forward. A man who sees failure not as the end, but as a stepping stone to success. Here's where most men go wrong. They let their emotions drive their actions. They react instead of respond. They let anger, frustration, and insecurity dictate their decisions. And women, they see it as weakness, because it is. Reactivity is the opposite of strength. It's a sign that you're not in control. And if you're not in control of yourself, how can you possibly lead her? Leadership starts with self-mastery. It starts with the ability to control your mind, to rise above your emotions, and to act with purpose and intention. Women crave this because it's so rare. Most men are followers. They follow their feelings, they follow trends, and they follow other men. But a man who leads his mind is a man who leads his life. And when you lead your life, women will naturally want to follow you. Think about the way modern relationships work. Women today are more independent than ever. They don't need a man for survival, and they don't need a man to validate them. But what they do need is a man who can lead, not by controlling her, but by inspiring her. A man who has a vision for his life, who knows where he's going, and who isn't afraid to walk alone if he has to. This is what makes you stand out. This is what makes you unforgettable. When you lead your mind, you stop seeking validation. You stop caring about what others think, and you start living according to your own values. This kind of confidence is magnetic. It draws women in, not because you're trying to impress them, but because you're too focused on your purpose to care. And that's the paradox. The less you need women, the more they want you. Women are deeply attracted to men who are in control of themselves because it creates a sense of security. It tells her, this man can handle life. He can handle challenges. He can handle me. And trust me, women want to be handled. Not in a controlling or oppressive way, but in a way that makes them feel safe, understood, and cherished. When you lead your mind, you give her that. You become the man she's been waiting for, the man she can't stop thinking about, the man she respects and admires. But let's be clear, this isn't easy. It takes work. It takes discipline. It takes a willingness to face your fears, confront your weaknesses, and grow into the man you're meant to be. Most men aren't willing to do this. Most men will settle for mediocrity. But you're not most men. You're here because you want more, because you're ready to step up, to take control, and to become the kind of man women can't resist. When you lead your mind, you don't just change the way women see you, you change the way you see yourself. You stop being a victim of your circumstances and start becoming the master of your destiny. You stop reacting to the world and start creating your own reality. And that's the ultimate power, the power to live on your own terms, to walk your own path, and to attract the kind of women and the kind of life you deserve. Number 3. The silent signal that makes women respect you instantly. Respect isn't something you ask for, it's something you command. But here's the harsh reality. Most men live their lives begging for respect in all the wrong ways. They try to buy it with status symbols, flaunt it with arrogance, or demand it outright. None of that works. Respect isn't earned by what you say or what you have. It's earned by what you embody, and nothing commands respect faster than non-reactivity. Women don't just respect non-reactivity, they're magnetically drawn to it. It's a silent signal that speaks louder than any words ever could. It tells her you're unshaken, unbothered, and untouchable. Most men crumble under pressure. They let petty arguments, insults, and challenges get the better of them. Women see this, and the respect they might have had disappears in an instant. But a man who remains calm in the face of chaos, that man is unforgettable. Non-reactivity is power in its purest form. It's the ability to hold your ground without needing to defend it. When a woman tests you, and she will, it's not because she wants to break you, it's because she wants to see if you're solid. She wants to know if you can handle her emotions, her storms. When you snap, argue, or overreact, you fail the test. You're telling her that you can't handle her or yourself. But when you stay calm, when you respond with strength, instead of reacting with weakness, you pass the test with flying colors. Think about the last time you were tested. Maybe it was a comment she made to get under your skin. Maybe it was a situation designed to provoke a reaction. How did you respond? Did you rise to the challenge, or did you crumble under the pressure? Women are experts at creating these moments. They don't do it consciously, they do it instinctively. It's how they separate the weak from the strong. And make no mistake, they're always watching. Every word you say, every action you take, every moment you hesitate, it all adds up to a silent judgment in her mind. Is he strong or is he weak? Non-reactivity doesn't mean being passive. It doesn't mean letting people walk all over you or ignoring disrespect. It means choosing your battles. It means understanding that not every comment, not every slight, not every challenge deserves your energy. Weak men waste their time and emotions on things that don't matter. Strong men save their energy for the fights that do. Women respect this because it shows maturity. It shows control. It shows that you're not a man who's easily rattled. Imagine this. You're at a social gathering and a woman challenges you in front of others. Maybe she questions your opinion, teases you, or tries to put you on the spot. Most men would fumble. They'd get defensive, try to explain themselves, or worse, lash out in frustration. But not you. You smile. You hold eye contact. You respond with calm confidence, or maybe you don't respond at all. Your silence speaks volumes. It tells her, I'm not here to prove myself to anyone. That's non-reactivity. That's power. And that's what women can't resist. Modern relationships are filled with opportunities to showcase this strength or lack thereof. Arguments, disagreements, misunderstandings. These are the moments where respect is either built or destroyed. When you react emotionally, You're telling her you're no different from the other men she's dealt with. But when you respond with composure, you're showing her you're a man of a different caliber, a man who can weather any storm, a man who doesn't let the world dictate his actions. Non-reactivity extends beyond words. It's in your body language, your tone, your presence. It's the way you carry yourself when things don't go your way. Most men collapse under adversity. They slump their shoulders, lower their gaze, and let the weight of the world crush them. But not you. You stand tall. You maintain your composure. You show her and everyone else that no matter what happens, you're in control. Women notice this. They're drawn to it. Because in a world full of men who are easily broken, you're the one who stays whole. This kind of strength doesn't come naturally. It's built. It's built through discipline, through hardship, through the willingness to face discomfort without flinching. Most men avoid discomfort at all costs. They avoid conflict, avoid failure, avoid anything that challenges them. But growth doesn't happen in comfort zones. It happens when you push yourself, when you face your fears, when you confront the parts of yourself you'd rather ignore. Women don't just respect this, they're inspired by it. Non-reactivity isn't about suppressing your emotions, it's about mastering them. It's about knowing when to act and when to let things go. It's about being in control of your impulses, your reactions, your desires. Women can sense this control, and it's intoxicating. It makes them feel safe, because they know you won't be thrown off course by life's challenges. It makes them feel attracted, because strength is inherently magnetic. And it makes them feel respect, because they know they're in the presence of a man who's truly rare. Most men will never understand this. They'll continue to react to every little thing, to let their emotions control their actions, to seek validation from women and the world. And they'll continue to wonder why they're disrespected, overlooked, and ignored. But you're not most men. You're here because you're different, because you want to rise above the mediocrity that traps so many others, because you're ready to become the man who doesn't just demand respect, but commands it. The next time you're faced with a challenge, remember this. Every reaction is a choice. You can choose to give away your power, or you can choose to keep it. You can choose to let the world dictate your worth, or you can choose to stand firm in who you are. The choice is yours. But know this, women are watching. They're waiting to see how you'll respond. And when you show them you're unshakable, when you prove to them that you're the man who cannot be moved, you won't just earn their respect, you'll earn their admiration. Number 4, women fall for men who radiate purpose. Purpose is the ultimate aphrodisiac. A man with purpose doesn't just attract women, he captivates them. But here's the cold, hard truth. Most men live without any real sense of direction. They wake up, go to a job they hate, distract themselves with pointless hobbies, and wonder why they feel empty inside. They chase women, thinking that will fill the void, but it never does. And women? They see through it instantly. A man without purpose is a man without power, and women are repelled by that. Purpose is not just about having a career or a goal. It's about having a vision for your life. It's about knowing who you are, where you're going, and what you stand for. Women crave this in a man because it's so rare. In a world full of men who drift aimlessly, a man with purpose stands out like a beacon. He doesn't need to prove himself. He doesn't need to chase anyone. His life speaks for itself, and women can't help but notice. When a man has purpose, he becomes magnetic. Women are drawn to him not because of what he says or does, but because of the energy he radiates. It's an energy of confidence, focus, and unshakable determination. It's the energy of a man who doesn't just exist, but lives with intention. Women find this irresistible because it signals strength. It tells her that you're a man who can lead, a man who can handle challenges, a man who knows where he's going. Modern relationships are full of men who lack purpose. These men make women their mission, their obsession, their entire reason for being. And it kills attraction every single time. Women don't want to be the center of your world. They don't want to be your everything. They want to be part of your journey, not the destination. When you make her your purpose, you're telling her you have nothing else going on, and nothing is more unattractive than a man who has no ambition beyond winning her approval. Think about the men women admire most, the leaders, the visionaries, the game changers. These men aren't chasing women. They're chasing their dreams, their goals, their passions. And because of that, women chase them. That's the paradox of purpose. The more you focus on your mission, the less you need to chase women, and the more they're drawn to you. Purpose creates an aura of independence, and independence is incredibly attractive. Finding your purpose isn't always easy. Most men don't even know where to start. They've been conditioned to think that life is about ticking boxes. Get a job, buy a house, find a girl, settle down. But that's not purpose. That's survival. Purpose is about more than just existing. It's about creating something meaningful, something that excites you, something that makes you want to jump out of bed in the morning. Women want to be with a man who's alive, not just breathing. Purpose gives your life structure. It gives you something to strive for, something to build, something to protect. Women are instinctively drawn to this because it's hardwired into their biology. They're looking for a man who can provide, not just materially, but emotionally and spiritually. A man with purpose provides stability, direction, and security. He's not swayed by the opinions of others. He's not thrown off course by setbacks. He's focused, driven, and unshakable, and that's what makes him irresistible. When you radiate purpose, you become the kind of man who commands respect. You're not just another face in the crowd. You're a man who stands out because you know what you want, and you're not afraid to go after it. Women notice this because it's rare. Most men are passive, waiting for life to happen to them. But a man with purpose takes charge. He creates his own path, and women can't help but want to follow. Purpose also transforms the way you interact with women. When you have a mission, you don't have time for games. You don't waste your energy chasing validation or trying to impress her. Your focus is on your goals, and that focus makes you incredibly attractive. Women respect men who respect themselves enough to prioritize their dreams. They're drawn to the confidence and discipline that come with living a purpose-driven life. But here's where most men get it wrong. They think purpose is something you stumble upon, something that magically appears one day. It's not. Purpose is something you create. It's built through hard work, discipline, and self-discovery. It's about trying new things, taking risks, and stepping outside your comfort zone. Most importantly, it's about staying committed to your vision, even when it gets hard. Women are inspired by this kind of resilience because it shows them you're a man who doesn't give up. Imagine this. You're on a date, and she asks you what you're passionate about. Most men fumble this question. They give vague answers, or worse, admit they haven't thought about it. But not you. You answer with clarity and conviction. You tell her about your vision, your goals, your mission. And as you speak, she can see the fire in your eyes, the passion in your voice, the strength in your presence. She's hooked, not because of what you said, but because of the man you are. Women don't just want a man with purpose. They need one. It's part of their biology, their psychology, their instincts. They're looking for a man who can protect, provide, and lead. A man who can inspire them, challenge them, and elevate them. When you radiate purpose, you become that man. You become the man who doesn't just attract women, but commands their respect, admiration, and loyalty. Living with purpose is not always easy. In most cases, it's hard. It requires discipline, focus, and sacrifice. It means putting in the work, even when you don't feel like it. It means staying true to your vision, even when the world tries to distract you. Most men aren't willing to do this. They settle for mediocrity, for comfort, for the path of least resistance. But you're not most men. You're here because you want more, because you're ready to rise above the mediocrity that holds so many men back, because you're ready to become the man you were born to be. So here's the challenge. Stop chasing women and start chasing your purpose. Stop looking for validation and start building a life you're proud of. Stop waiting for something to happen and make it happen. Women don't want a man who's waiting for permission. They want a man who's already on his way. When you live with purpose, everything changes. The way you see yourself, the way the world sees you, the way women respond to you. You stop being a man who chases, and you become a man who attracts. You stop being a man who begs for respect, and you become a man who commands it. You stop being a man who drifts, and you become a man who leads. Most men will never understand this. They'll keep chasing women, seeking approval, and wondering why they're constantly ignored, disrespected, or left behind. They'll live their lives blind to the truth that's been right in front of them all along. Women aren't drawn to the man who begs for attention. They're drawn to the man who commands it, the man who leads with purpose, who's unshaken by chaos, and who radiates strength without even trying. You've made it this far because you're ready to rise above the lies, the mediocrity, and the distractions that keep most men stuck. You're here because you're ready to be the man women respect, admire, and can't stop thinking about. And the best part, it's all within your control. Everything we've talked about today, strength, purpose, non-reactivity, isn't something you're born with. It's something you build. The question is, will you start building today? If this message hit you, don't let it stop here. Hit that subscribe button right now, not just for me, but for yourself. Every time you do, you're taking another step toward becoming the man you're meant to be. Leave a comment below about the principle that hit you the hardest, and let's start a conversation that helps every man watching this level up.